I want to thank everyone who came here today for supporting us and supporting us when this campaign was unfairly taken off the ballot, supporting us now when we're back on the ballot. So thank you, everyone. We have a lot of great friends here today. I want to thank DC 37. I want to thank the Hotel Local Trades Council. I want to thank Workers United. I want to thank SCIU. All right, we have our friends from the Carpenters here. We have our friends from the Working Families Party. All right. Wait, communications workers. I thought I had one. I was seeing one of your hats. Communications worker. Acorn! I can't hear you, Acorn. All right. They get it all. Do we have local 891 here? Okay, let's cheer for the okay. All right. I wanted to say for a moment that this was an ordeal over these last few days where this campaign, after having collected 125,000 signatures, so many people across this city, hundreds and hundreds of people participated in the democratic process. They were doing the right thing. They cared about their city. They got involved. And then suddenly a bureaucrat at the Board of Elections said, none of that mattered. And those 125,000 signatures were thrown out. And for 5 days, we were off the ballot. But we went to the Board of Elections yesterday. We said this was unjust. We point out the mistakes they made, and we point out, most importantly, that a campaign that has that level of support belongs on the ballot. And yesterday, the Board of Elections, the commissioners voted overwhelmingly to put us back on the ballot, and that's because of all the work you did. So I thank you again. Congratulations. Now, what we experienced here not only has energized our campaign, because it said to us that we have a fight here for democracy. We have a fight to continue the effort of reform, to continue to make our democracy work, to continue to involve people in the process. So it said to everyone on our campaign, you cannot take away our democratic rights. And this has given us new commitment to fighting for change. They're fighting to make sure our system actually represents people and involves people. This tragedy has turned out well, but it's also energized us for the fight ahead. We have turned these lemons into lemonade, and we've turned into something powerful, but it's also something much greater than this campaign. This is a moment to talk about the kind of fundamental reforms we need in this city and this state. I want to use the example of what I went through, what we all went through, to call for basic change. Because sometimes it takes something like this to wake people up. Sometimes it takes a moment like this, something so absurd happening, that it shines a light on the problems and it sets the stage for real change. So I want to outline to you very quickly some reforms we need in our election laws that will actually help to protect our democracy. Then we're going to hear from some of our wonderful supporters who've been a part of this fight all along. The basic point here is our election laws are broken. They're not about inclusion. They're not about participation. They're about exclusion. We have 19th century election laws for a 21st century society. We have election laws that are about preserving the power of the elite rather than involving the people and expanding democracy. Now, our democracy has been under siege in this state and this city in the last few years. You know, we have reason to be hopeful and positive on the national level because of the example of Barack Obama and the change he has made. But locally, our democracy has been threatened in many ways. We've seen what's going on in Albany. Does that resemble democracy? No! In Albany, we have seen the democratic will of the people undercut time and time again. Albany is not working, and it's not working especially because the mandate of the people has been ignored because of the machinations and conspiracies of a few. So if you're looking at the example of Albany, Our democracy is under siege. Look at the example from last year, the term limits fight. That was a threat to our democracy. That was an effort to undercut democratic rights of the people expressed twice through a referendum. That was a power grab. And it happened in broad daylight. Now, I led the opposition in the council against what the mayor was doing. I'm sorry that that bill passed.